Welcome to the Weekly Spark, your fast 5-minute flash of insight into the world of mortgage and real estate. Every week, we're here to ignite your understanding of the market, from mortgage rates and housing trends to legislative updates and insider strategies. So let's strike the match and spark your week. This is the Weekly Spark. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Spark. Ryan is out today, so I will be running this solo for the last week of January. Man, I can't believe time has flown. We're already a 12th of the way through 2026. So I hope you guys are off to an amazing start, Realtor friends. I hope you guys are crushing it and doing some really good things. So I am going to get right into it and talk about the news for the week. I think it's very important and how it's going to affect us as real estate professionals. So first up, we're going to talk about the rates. So rates hold steady. So Fed Chair Jerome Powell decided, and this was expected, that he was not going to cut interest rates. He's basically citing the fact that, I think he's just obsessed with keeping the inflation rate under 2%. And even though the job market is not great, he did mention that job stability in that sector has been stabilized. So we haven't seen a lot of job losses. It's kind of just been okay, right? So he feels that we don't need to cut rates at this time, and the market didn't really react to it. Rates have kind of stayed the same. They're hovering high 5s to low 6s on 30-year fixed rates, depending on the type of loan that you can qualify for. But I think we're all hoping that, rates start to come down again, and we've seen that trend, and we're hopeful that we're going to continue to see the trend, because this administration is really set on getting rates down, which I think we all want. Maybe not the way that this administration is doing it, calling, Fed Powell a moron and publicly trying to humiliate him. Probably not the best way to get it done. However, I do think that once Powell leaves his chair, and which is going to be in May, we are going to see a dovish Fed chair member that is going to be continuing to cut rates. So we're excited to see that happen. All right, and the next topic is government shutdown deja vu. Guys, I feel like we just went through this government shutdown, and we were out for, if you remember this, it was a record 43 days where the government was shut down. We have another government shutdown imminent as of January the 29th. We couldn't come to an agreement. Both sides were not cohesive, I guess, if you will, on trying to come to an agreement to cut government spending. I see this in every administration, being in the business for, almost 25 years, government spending never gets reduced, it seems like. And so here we are again, disagreements on how we can get it done, where to cut the money from. And so on Saturday, pending some miracle, we're probably going to see a partial or temporary shutdown, and it could affect up to 1 million jobs for employees that work for the government. So we will see how that shakes out. Hopefully they can come to an agreement. But more importantly, if this happens, if Saturday rolls around and they don't come up with any agreement, how is that going to affect the real estate market, and how is that going to affect interest rates? Well, generally speaking, when we have this economic uncertainty and fear, we are going to see big money moving into more safer plays. We've already seen gold and silver at record highs. So we'll probably see, in my opinion, a lot of money moving into the bond market. And when that happens, it is going to put pressure on yields to come down. And once we see yields come down, we generally see better interest rates. So will we see a continuation of lower rates? We'll likely see another 1/8 to 1/4% reduction if this occurs. So even though it's not great for the economy and for the government shutdown, we still should see some lower rates as they come to continue to work on, putting the government back on track. So that is all I have for today, guys. I hope you have an amazing next February, and I hope you crushed it in January. If you have any questions, or if there's anything that you'd like me to discuss on this show, send us an email and we'll be happy to do it. Take care. That's a wrap for this week's edition of the Weekly Spark, brought to you by Creative First Mortgage. If you've got questions or want us to cover something next week, please let us know, shoot us a message, and until then, keep your deals moving and keep your week lit. See you next time.